going on? It's your boy Charles from the Traders Corner. Today we have another video from Amber doing her own forecasting and then analysis through the trade that she actually took. So hope you guys enjoy it. Hope it provides some value to you guys, and join us again next time, man. Thank you.
Alright, what is up, traders? Today is the 1st of December 2022. Last day of the month. Let's go. So starting out on the daily time frame, what we can see is this rejection from that weekly bearish order block I was pointing to yesterday. And let's see, on the 4-hour time frame, we do have this little sweep here of the rejection in the cash session after taking those highs. 1 hour, kind of just range-bound behavior. 15-minute. See if we can find some clarity. We have this level here. I think this already got tagged. This order blocker find, yeah, this already got tagged. So we essentially have like a low. There's no structure here. Okay, there's no structure here. What I'm looking for is potential continuation back up towards this M15 fair value gap and order block here to the top end of the range. I've seen where this kind of shapes up like we do this big huge run higher and then we kind of correct down and then we just start moving up to move higher into the next day. So like potentially looking for longs off of the lows could have us a hold, could hold into Asia tomorrow. I mean, I'm not there's just nothing really to do except for just monitor the ends of the range. We have a market maker buy model here. It got completed here, and then we shifted back down, and then we still have more of this M5 fair value gap. You could think of this as initial consolidation as well. So it's just kind of like I don't really know where the market's going to move to. I'm getting into the session kind of late, and I'm feeling a little thrown off with the whole thing. So here's the afternoon opening price. That's really all I got. Alright, traders, hopping back in with a daily review. We'll start from the top today. I was a little frazzled, I think, coming into the session, and that resulted in me missing like an opportunity later on, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's start on the daily chart. So like we said, we were responding to that weekly bearish order block. There's honestly not a lot of things going on the higher time frames. It was just a big blurry kind of mess. So let's just talk about, we'll take it session by session. So initially we start off with this little, So initially we start off, we run the previous day's high, just a little bit before the start of Asia, like in the Asia pre-market at 7 p.m. And then we run down to this M5 fair value gap. Now I think the reason that this M5 fair value gap is significant is because it's kind of like applying the idea of like looking for the fair value gap nearest equilibrium. In this case, I'm using equilibrium as the previous day's cash close, right? So I like to use that in the overnight sessions and then in the AM session as like a potential drawn liquidity. And you can see we got the reversal here, a bit of consolidation there, and then we reverse at this M5 fair value gap. We come back up, we run out that initial high just before London open kill zone here, like at the changeover of day. Then there are some shorts available from way up here, and we take it back down to this M5 fair value gap, which overlaps with an M5 order block. Excuse me. And if we're looking at the price levels, we're also looking at like 11,980 as far as the numbers go. We get a nice reversal here in the pre-market, in the New York pre-market. And then we had the 8:30 news. I think it was the PCE index, which runs us up into the bearish order block, the weekly bearish order block we already outlined. The cash session opens as a gap higher, and then we come down and technically fill the gap by tagging the previous day's cash close and then moving up and making a new high a day. There are some shorts available in here as we rejected on the 1 minute, and then we moved rapidly lower because this is market maker sell model, a run to resistance, smart money reversal, and then price runs down to clear at that initial liquidity. Moving into like late morning, we had this little reversal again, going back towards the end of trend, and then we start to kind of range. Now I caught up with you guys, I think somewhere around in here, in this price action, and we were looking for price to come back up into this M5 fair value gap, which overlapped with that 2 previous weeks high, and that's exactly what we did. So what I have marked here is the trade that I just like whiffed on, which is a really pretty basic standard trade. We just have this initial consolidation because, you know, I love my market maker models. Oof, that's a mouthful. Market maker sell model, initial consolidation, and then the run up to resistance. We take out buy side liquidity, tag into that M5 fair value gap, and then break below this level here, and then we leave an M1 fair value gap within the level. And then also, if you look on the 5-minute, which is the other criteria I have, essentially we created a bearish order block when we broke below here and broke below this candle's open price. So the shorts were just on the table targeting those initial lows here, and that was pretty much it. So where do I think we're gonna go tomorrow? We can do tomorrow's outlook, starting back on the daily time frame. Considering that Tuesday made the low of week and Thursday has now made the high of week, we may have capped our weekly range, especially since we've already tagged into that weekly bearish order block and taken the 2 previous weeks high, so a lot of buy side liquidity. So we could be done with the upper end of our range for this week. So I'm kind of keeping that on the table. As far as like the higher time frames, I mean, I'm not really sure. Like, it's, again, I just don't really see anything clear in here looking on the 1 hour time frame. You know, just in more correction. So if we were able to continue lower, say let's get below this like 12,000 level, then I'd consider that we're probably coming back down to make this sort of formation here, where we have, oops, let's draw it out, where we have price breaking down lower, coming back up, and then rejecting to come down lower again. That's pretty much my primary hypothesis for tomorrow's, but I'll probably just wait and and then update when we are in Asia, after Asia. Then let us get closer to New York, get closer to that NFP announcement at 8:30, and then see how the market is setting up then. If you guys like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you guys tomorrow for NFP.